Everybody, this will only take a second. I just want to tell you all about the cool app that I use to record both of my podcasts called Spotify for Podcasters. You too can download it, start your own podcast, maybe make video podcasts. Or if you want to make a little coin, baby, with your podcast, you can do so using Spotify for Podcasters. So download the app today.
What is going on, everybody? We have our own playlist now up on Spotify that we have put together of just a handful of several different songs that we like to listen to throughout the day that just kind of help us get through the day. So go check out the playlist, see what you think. Let us know some songs that you would like to hear on the playlist, and we'll see if we can get them in there. But we're going to be changing the playlist up throughout time, so it's not always going to be the same songs. But come check it out. Tin Roof playlist over on Spotify.
Hey y'all, just wanted to let y'all know about a super sweet sponsorship real quick before we get started with the podcast today. I am now sponsored by Dubby, an energy drink company. They make it in like a powder form, so you have to buy it online from w.gg. And if you use the code STORIES10, which you can find that down in the description or what have you below, comments, whichever one you want to call it. I think it's description. But you can find the code there, Stories10. Go over to w.gg and get you some super excellent powder. I've already tried the Hydro, huge fan of it, which that's a zero caffeine, zero sugar, like hydration option, which is fantastic. And I will definitely be buying quite a bit of it for this summer. And then, of course, the energy drink stuff. They've got like a Dragonade, which is like a dragon fruit lemonade, which I can't wait to try. A peaches and like what is it? Peach and mango that looks really, really good. I've got some of that. I got a couple other like sampler flavors that I can't wait to try, and I will be making another order soon. This stuff looks fantastic, so go check out Dubby.
Listen, y'all, these daylight savings times things are an abomination that need to just go away. Yeah, it helped farmers and stuff back in the day, but now it's just like, why? They used to not affect me, and honestly, I don't even know if it is that's affecting me because I've just been exhausted here lately. Uh, just plumb whooped. Like even before daylight savings, it's just like I can't get enough sleep anymore. But we're not here to talk about sleep, and this is the first day in a little while that I have been by myself. And actually, we need to discuss a couple of Kickstarters that are still going on because those are extremely important. Um, so I'm gonna pull up Kickstarter here real quick. There's quite a few things that I want to talk about today, and I'm really looking forward to getting to visit with y'all today. Um, so first off, Grace Under Pressure had to take a hiatus because of some issues that Jed was having with uh, some other uh, outside entities, I reckon is the best way to put it. And so he got all of that taken care of, and it is now back up. And they're pretty close to what they need, but I will put the link in there. So again, Grace Under Pressure, and they're currently sitting at $239 out of their 300 that they need. And so I highly would recommend getting on board and backing that one. It looks like it's going to be a great comic. Yeah, there's that one, and then here, Kaiju, 925% funded, and that one has 7 days to go, guys, and you're guaranteed to get what you're backing on this one. And if you've never done anything with Kickstarter, it's all done through like if it succeeds. So if you say buy something that's $5 from Kickstarter, your transaction doesn't actually, like, your money doesn't get processed unless uh, the Kickstarter is fully funded. So in that case, you will get your rewards. It is guaranteed. And then, cannot forget scales. We got to talk scales. So let's see where scales is, because I know they were doing pretty good as well. Our boys over there at Sierra Nova. It's down the ways a little bit. There's some pretty cool miniatures for D&D and stuff on there too. Let's see. So actually, they are fully funded with 25 days to go. They've got 31 backers, and they're at $1,518. So again, guaranteed to get your whatever you want to call it, your comic book. There we go. My brain is, like I said, whooped, which is funny because I got up early this morning to record these, and I was just like, I'm not feeling it right now. So yes, I am recording this Sunday afternoon, and just spoiler alert. And so we've talked a lot about comics and stuff lately, and tried to work in some music and stuff. And I appreciate you guys coming back for excuse me, back for everything that we've done here as of late. There's been a few topics that I wanted to discuss that go back a little ways, but before we do that, there's a little bit of news. Looks like Slipknot has hired a new drummer. I seen a post by Metal Injection about it yesterday, but it's a little bit of a like hidden, whatever. There are people who know who it is due to the drumsticks. I'm not familiar with them, at least by their name. I'm sure I've heard some of their music that they're featured on, but first name was Eloy, and but apparently he's a really, really good drummer. So that is excellent. And then on top of that, also it is Korn's 30th anniversary, which that's just wild in itself that Korn's been around for 30 years. They announced a show. It's a single show out in like California, and they're gonna have all different kinds of people there with them. And Evanescence is one of them. Yeah, it's gonna be in Los Angeles, and it is to take place October 5th, 2024. Like I said, Evanescence, Gojira, Darren Malakian, and Scars on Broadway, Spirit Box, and Vended as well. It's going to be taking place at BMO Stadium. So that one looks pretty interesting. And then, country music wise, the Houston Rodeo was this past weekend, or past week, really. And it started, I guess, earlier this week, but it'll close out on March 17th. And some of the bands are Carly Pierce, 50 Cent, which I thought was really, really interesting. Hardy, Ivan Cornejo, Nickelback, again, interesting. Oliver Anthony, Jelly Roll, Major Lazer, Lainey Wilson, Whiskey Myers, and together the 20. Oh, okay. So then it went into other stuff. So Blake Shelton also played. We had so Blake Shelton opening day presented by Texas Capital. Let's see, King and Country, 50 Cent was there. Hank Williams Jr. Then Oliver Anthony, Luke Bryan did a day. Los Tigres del Norte go Tejano. It's Tejano Day, presented by Fiesta Mart. Like I said, Whiskey Myers, Bun B, Zach Brown Band, Jonas Brothers, Brad Paisley.
And then to close everything out would be Eric Church. But music wise, Chad Gray from Mudvayne said that all modern music sounds the same now. I don't think I necessarily agree with it, but I don't necessarily disagree with it. And I'm going to ask you guys now what your thoughts are, and I'm also going to put it up on Facebook so you can comment there. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Like, yeah, does all modern music sound the same, or is there uh, a big difference? I feel like country music wise, yeah, there's quite a few people that sound the same, but then we have people that are very much in their own lane and doing their own thing and doing a great job of it. And then we have people that they're all following the same lane and it's not good. And then even in metal, it's the same thing. Like Sleep Token's very unique. I think Slaughter to Prevail's fairly unique, and a lot of the bands I listen to are a little bit older, so like they do have their own sound and their own way of doing things. But I don't know. I don't see it as being being problematic in a sense, because there are still those unique voices, and I gravitate towards those unique voices. But that might just be me in particular. Because like if you look at Mudvayne, Slipknot, and Linkin Park, and all those other new metal bands, Disturbed and all that, they all have their own unique sounds and things that make them unique. Slipknot, Masks, giant, band, so their sound is different because they were a giant band. Um, as far as like multiple members, Korn with their lyrics, slap bass, bagpipes, that all that stuff made them unique. So I would say that yeah, no, it's not all the same, personally. Even back then they weren't all the same. But I definitely see some people having that issue nowadays, but people would probably say that about stuff back then too. So I think it's just a saying that's been around for a while, and people that have like their own tastes, or just that they have their own taste. And then I not heard, but I saw a funny joke by Bob Newhart today. Obviously, it was an old quote, but I thought it was still a goodie. He said, "I don't listen to country music, and I don't wish to denigrate those that do." And then he like continued on to say like, "Those that do listen to country music, denigrate means to put down." And so I just thought it was so funny because he made it very, very sly, and so I thought that was really, really good. One thing I did want to bring up, I am wanting to do some more wise for Tin Roof, and working on that has been a little bit of a chore. So if you have any ideas on what you want to see, please let me know. Shoot me a message on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and those places would be Justin Stories on Facebook and Instagram, and then on TikTok, Tin Roof Podcast. And just let me know what you would want to see, or if you're watching this on YouTube, comment in the comments below to where I can see it. That way, if you do have something, maybe we can help you out. Give you some more entertainment to enjoy from this podcast. Also, another cool thing that happened this weekend was the Mint 400, and yeah, we kind of talked on motorsports before on this podcast, but I do want to kind of keep it music related. Maybe I'll start a motorsports journalistic podcast in the future, but for right now, that's not quite fully in the works. But also, like, since we're talking about commenting things and whatnot, let me know what you would think about that. But the big point here is CJ Ramon played at the Mint 400 this weekend during the festival stuff and whatnot. And that's really cool to see that he's still out there making music and performing and stuff. And so I thought that that was really, really cool. And that had me pumped because I do like the Ramones, and I didn't realize like that he was still out there doing that kind of stuff. So it was cool to get out of my rock and be like, whoa, hey, that's neat. There's a lot to keep up with. There's a lot of different awesome creators out there, and so that was exciting for me to see. I think we're gonna kind of start wrapping it up right here, though. We've had some cool discussions and brought you some news. It's not as exciting as some episodes have been in the past, I know, but I appreciate you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm already looking forward to next week's episode to bring you some more cool music stuff. And thank you so much for joining me here as we talk some music and whatnot right under the Tin Roof podcast.